Maeya TV. My name is Eligia Gonzalez, and I am here today with special guest Harrison Kiernan.
Hello.
Hello. He is an actor. You may have seen him in Death House, Beverly Hills Cop 4, many music videos, and many commercials as well. So how are you, Harry?
It's a great day.
Yeah.
I'm breathing on my own and walking on my own. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What else can we ask for, right? Okay. So I do like to start off asking with your background and like you're in LA now, but how did you get here? Like how did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
Oh, I'm from this little town called Connecticut in between New York and Boston and just outside of Hartford. And, oh God, I got out of the Navy in '76, played around in a band and stuff like that, then went to work for Xerox. Left Xerox in 1980 and started my own computer business. And when you have your own business, you have that flexibility of time, which is more precious than getting a paycheck, I think. And so people started asking me to model, between New York and Boston. And so I just said, sure. I had no idea what I was doing. The first one was live TV, a runway. I had no idea how to walk on a runway. And I was nervous and everything, but after that I just started getting jobs, and I moved in, and that was in around 80, 81, and then no one is a model and living in Hartford. They always had to bring people from New York or Boston, so it was good for them to have me around there, because there's still work being done. And people don't realize it, but some of these big photo shoots, like I did stuff for Ralph Lauren and the Miami Dolphins, and they were out of Hartford. But they go after the photographers. And if the photographers base wherever they are, they get the local, they get the talent. Mm-hmm. So I was very fortunate to have that there, and it was fun. I mean, it was like vacation money. It wasn't a full time, which wanted to, but in New York, everyone's a model or an actor in New York, especially when I was 30. No. But and then I came out here in 2015. I came out here actually earlier. I was a firefighter in my town back in Connecticut, volunteer, and also part of the Connecticut crew that fights wildfires. Mm-hmm. And I came out here a couple of times to fight wildfires. But when I came out here in 2015, it was actually to help someone who was giving a kidney to someone that she didn't know yet at the time. Mm-hmm. She just knew she had to do it, and she was looking for other living donors, and she found me because in 2007, Hartford Hospital took out my left kidney, gave it to a lady that I met a month later, and in February 2010, at Yale, they took out the left lobe of my liver and gave it to a little baby. She was 11 months old and only 10 pounds. Usually they are almost double that size. Yeah. And when I met her mother the next day, I said her eyes are going to start turning blue now. So I came out, anyway, to me, that's my greatest accomplishment in life, to do that, and it was just the right thing to do. I came out here in 2015 to help this lady, so I figured, okay, I'll give myself 3 weeks. A week with her, and 2 weeks, I put a composite sheet together just to see what I could find. And I had made contacts through Facebook of people that I, long before even thinking of coming out here. Mm-hmm. And so I met up with some of them and everything. I meet people, but nothing developed professionally until the day before I left. Wow. I had lunch with a lady. She said she would find me agents. I was scheduled to go back, so I went back, came back a month and a half or 2 months later, and I was fortunate enough that I stayed at her place until the end of the year, and because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here, because I was not prepared to be here at all, at all. I still had my house and everything back there, and and man, I would be eternally grateful to Joyce forever. She needs any help, I'm right there to help her. And then, so I came out here, and I had no idea what I was doing, because, you know, I only really modeled, I never really acted before, but after a couple stumbles and, you know, and just, got better, and once, to me, it's always the confidence. The more confident you are, I think the more comfortable you will be, and the better you will perform, I believe. Well, for me anyway. Yeah.
That's a very admirable reason to come out here. Usually it's, oh, I want to be an actor, I moved to LA, but you were here by other circumstances. Yeah.
I thought I'd just see what can happen.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, and stuff did happen. You've been in so many things since then. So do you remember what year you came in?
2015.
2015?
Yeah, 9 years ago this month, actually, it was February.
Oh, wow. Congratulations
Yes.
on, you know, being now local, right? Okay, so do you remember your first auditions when you moved out here? What was the, how has it changed, too, since then?
Well, change, of course. COVID changed everything, you know, that's, they went to self-tape auditions instead of going in, which sometimes can be easier, but no, the in-house auditions are always the best, of course. But my first, I don't know, but I will say, the best thing about being over 70, I have an excuse for everything. And memory's right there. If I don't catch it, you have to wait for tomorrow, it'll come around. But it's, of course, you know, I was nervous, I had no idea what I was doing. You know, I never took any classes or anything, and I just, the more you do it, just the more comfortable you get. I mean, I remember later, just going on auditions that I knew I wasn't gonna get, just to get out there and continue doing it without getting stale, like I feel I am now.
Do you find yourself playing the same type of roles? Or, like, we talked about this a little bit, like, are you ever cast in the same, you know, authoritative figures, or?
I like being called Mr. President.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
I've been the president a few times. One time was, most of them were fictional, but I did play Bill Clinton one time when they were doing a story about Arafat, and this was the Oslo peace agreements between Israel and the Palestinians, and Clinton was right in the middle there. So, but on other sets, we had the president in the Oval Office and set, and people are just, and even during the break, you know, the crew, Mr. President, Mr. President, you know.
Yeah, they probably
It's
found you
fun.
intimidating, yeah.
No. But
The president?
it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. You know? So every time I go out to an event, which I will go, I didn't come out here to sit home and watch television. If there's an event, I'm out there. You know, I'm if I can, you know, because you never know who you're gonna meet. And people see my Navy pin here and they go, "Oh, is that a congressional pin?" You know.
Yeah, we covered it. So it's, you, at the top you have the Navy pin. It's probably very small, but Navy pin, and you have your living donor.
My living donor pin,
Yeah.
yes.
So two very important things
That's-
to you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yes, and at the time I was in the Navy, it wasn't important to me. I had a bad attitude. I did. It was during Vietnam, and it was.
Yeah.
I could have done it. I could have taken advantage of things, but I was 19, 20. You go in. What do you know?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Barely an adult. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like I said, 70 now, and I look back at 50. What did I know? You know. You know, you always, it's always great getting older, because then you realize all the things you didn't know, what you should have known before, or realize, you know. But, didn't mean to be going off.
No, that's great. So, okay, so along with that, so you played the president.
Yeah.
What other ones? You doctors, lawyers?
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that whole scene, I'm not a real doctor, but I played one on television, you know, and being, it's commercials as a cardiologist, and, you know, I remember, going to Halloween parties as a doctor. So, what kind of doctor are you? You know, cardiologist. I fix broken hearts because I cause most of them anyway. You know? No, but
Yeah.
just a joke, of course, but, it's, I enjoy everything. One thing I can't, I can't get that homeless man look going,
Yeah.
and,
You've worn too many suits already, so yeah.
and, I really don't wanna be a pedophile. I don't wanna play anything like that, or a wife beater or something,
Yeah.
cause people don't, like I never realized what goes into making a movie until I came out here.
Mhm.
And I remember shortly after coming out here, within a year, I remember watching Mississippi Burning on, on television and wondering, those actors that play the KKK guys, the real bad ones, how can they do that?
Mhm.
And how are they, what is it like for them afterwards? I mean, that's so hard to do.
Mhm.
And for me, it would be, because, I mean, I would want to be the other side and just
Mhm.
blow them all away,
Yeah. That's interesting
Oh.
because some people do want to play things that are so different from themselves, but it seems that you want to relate to them, right?
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Or characters that you would admire or want to be like.
Oh, yes, of
Yeah.
course. I mean, who doesn't want to be the hero or,
Yeah.
or the action hero? And
Yeah.
someone wants me to do a film where I'm a retired operative, and I own a bar at the top of a 52nd story building in New York, and this new operative comes in and she's looking for me for advice, and I get dragged back into there, and the whole thing is, oh, I'm too old for this, during the whole thing. So, I mean, something like that is good. Hopefully that will take off, And, and, people come up to me all the time, say, oh, I want you to be in my film, I want this, I want that. And they say, there's so many phony people out here in LA, but they're not, really. I think 90% of the people that come to me with projects, they really want to do it, but they don't know how to. They're not asking me for money, I don't have it anyway, but, they really want to do this, but they just don't know how. And so many people don't want to relinquish control over their project for someone else to take it up, going with it. But it's, I'll talk to anyone, sure. You never know who's coming around the corner, who you're gonna meet, because you don't know everyone, and not everyone knows everyone else.
Yeah.
So.
Going along
Am
with
I
that.
going? Okay.
No, you're good. Yeah. So you're speaking about collaboration and things like that. So do you ever see yourself directing or producing in the future?
Someone asked me, do you produce? I said, I don't want to do anything that I know nothing about. I'm not going to try to fake being a producer when I don't know anything about it. But a friend of mine with a studio came up to me and said, I think you'd be really good at helping me and producing some of my projects. And I said, really? He said, oh yeah, I'll show you what to do and everything, because you have an eye for detail. You really pick up this and that, and that's, that type of producing would be great, and keeping everything flowing, and not, and finding mistakes before they happen, things like that.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, but directing, now back in Connecticut when I modeled a bit, sometimes I would be what's called the art director, because I have an eye for detail. And make sure that that's right, this is right, and everything. And so some people would ask me to help them film little clips of things, and I find myself being a director, of course, there, but nothing like, as far as being a director for a feature, no.
You're gonna stick to
There's a
acting
lot
first.
more to it than just,
Yeah.
let me tell you what to do. No, you're not.
Well, okay. So say we stick with acting for a while. Is there a particular film that a particular character that you haven't played that you would like to play?
One that pays.
One that
No.
pays. Yeah.
No, actually, oh God. I'm sorry, I can't think of anything.
Yeah, well, I mean-
I wanna do everything, that's
Yeah.
the whole thing. There's so many, people don't realize just how many resources they have inside them. Not just, I'm not talking about acting, but anything in life, but I wanna do it all. you know, and so someone comes up to me and says, oh, you wanna be an operative? Sure, you know, I'll do it, you know.
Well, you talked to me about Bucks of America, right? Where you're
Oh,
in English,
yes.
right? So, like, have you played a lot of accents, you know? Have you
Well,
done different things?
This is a period piece,
Yeah.
and it's during the American Revolutionary War. And a British officer is not gonna be like Cockney, you know,
Yeah.
he's gonna speak the proper English, or the Queen's or King's English, you know, they're not gonna, you know.
The
have
RP,
that,
the heightened RP, yeah.
Yes, so that's just so easy to do right there, you know, just be proper, prim and proper, you know, in talking. So that I'm looking forward to, playing a British captain, and, I forgot, it's an actual, true story. It's an actual true character, but mine is just a supporting role of it. It's about, the shot heard around the world about the beginning of the Revolutionary War. And, but most of the characters are true, really happened in the situation, so trying to make it an educational piece.
What's the process like learning, you know, studying to become someone who really existed, playing a character like that, versus one that you say you're playing a doctor, not like a president that had actually existed? Like, how much research goes into making sure you get
Well, I just-
the mannerisms and everything?
Well, okay, the focus isn't on this person anyway, but, this character.
Like, you play a real president, right? But you
Oh,
play
yeah,
made up presidents. So,
Yeah.
so how do you study and prepare for that?
It's different if it was the film is focused on that person, then the whole film is about, well, how they did, like, taking Maestro now,
Yeah.
what he had to do for Leonard Bernstein, you know, I haven't seen it, but I'm on to it, it's great, what he had to do in learning this and learning that. But for me, it was easy, you know, because it wasn't the main character, I didn't have to put a lot into it. But I did research, God, I forgot his name. But I did research, and I told the writer things he didn't know about my character, about he actually went on trial for ordering the Boston Massacre, and the defense attorney, as appointed by the Crown, was none other than John Adams, who later became our second president. You know, so it's you know, the more you dig into things, oh wow, that's cool, you know.
Yeah.
But since this whole thing was just what I could bring to it. That's all. It wasn't anything, because again, it wasn't following him so much. Just a supporting role.
You're making it your own, yeah.
Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these two films that you have. You mentioned, okay, Beverly Hills Cop 4 and Candy Cane Lane.
Oh, those are the last two things I did with Eddie Murphy. Both were Eddie Murphy movies. I think they're still doing Beverly Hills Cop 4, and that's been a long time. They're still reshooting scenes or something. But Candy Cane Lane, I had no idea what it was about when we were shooting, and it came out in November, December. It was a Christmas type movie. It's funny. And that movie, like, before you're in the business, oh, I'm just enjoying the movie. But now I say, wow, look at that set, what they had to put up.
The production
And
value,
everything.
yeah.
So it must have taken those people for, you know, how many days setting it up, and it's all outside, and most of it in a neighborhood. And if you get to see it, it's on Amazon. I'm looking at it, it's like, wow, there's something. I wasn't in those things.
But you're paying attention to the rest. I think you
Oh, yeah.
would be a great director then, because you do seem to be not just doing your part, you know, looking at others. Okay, let's see what else I have. Okay, so we talked about how maybe you might produce something, but you want to stick to acting, but it's a
Oh,
possibility.
no, someone asked me to do the producing. I said, sure.
Yeah.
I said, sure. Let me know. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
help you if I can help you out. Great. You know,
Yeah.
I'm always looking for new things, and you know, and just like I don't know when. I'm just thinking, going back. When I got out of the Navy, firefighting was never even on the radar until I moved into my town in Connecticut as volunteer, and that was 1990, and I just fell into it and I said, oh God, that's what I should have done when I got out. So always try new things, because you never know what's gonna click with you, and things you never even thought of before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good advice. So, okay. So
Okay.
I do want to talk about the project that you said you might be shooting, right? Because, okay, let's talk about locations you've shot at. Do you have a favorite place that you've gotten to go for work?
Everything that was supposed to be a location outside of the area has been, before COVID, and then boom, Atlanta and DC and Croatia. Now, okay, I want to go to Croatia. I don't care what they pay me, I'll go.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it was funny. This is funny. I had an audition for a commercial for something that was supposed to be shot a week in Denmark. I said, oh, great. And so, the casting guy said, oh, it was great, everything's good. I saw him later when I didn't get it. He goes, you didn't look old enough. I said, oh, jeez. But you never know why, but, I would go anywhere to shoot, of course, because it's always different experiences to go anywhere, but, outside of this area in New York, when you go on set, in a totally different place anyway,
Yeah. So, out of like your life experiences, you mentioned being a veteran, you mentioned being a donor. What do you think, perhaps like early in your life, you learned that has allowed you to keep working as an actor? Has it taught you something about humanity? Do you feel like you have experiences that perhaps other people can't relate to that you could bring to a character?
I remember, yes, I remember when I was just getting out of the Navy, my first real girlfriend gave me a best compliment. She said, you know what I like about you? You don't sweat the small stuff. So when you get just all tied up and stuff with things that don't matter, that's going to prevent you from really moving forward. And if you have the confidence in yourself to do things, then it'll work out. It'll work out, But if you're going to think, oh, it's not going to work, then it's not going to work. But what's the worst that could happen? That's always,
Yeah.
And I was in the Navy, anytime we did anything, we, okay, did something, okay, now what's the worst that could happen? Could we, before we went out to do it, and, okay, can you deal with that? Then yes. Then, okay, then your head's clear.
Then acting seems much easier than, going to war. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So that was great advice from your then girlfriend, right?
Oh,
Do you have any advice for up-and-coming actors that...
Yes.
Okay. We'd love to hear it.
It's not just actors, but for anyone, because I remember someone asking me, oh, you have any advice for me starting my own business, because I've had mine for so long. Same thing with acting. Keep your liabilities to a minimum. When you don't have to worry about, is that check coming in to pay for this, to pay for that. If you don't need it, don't buy it. Don't buy into the lie that you need to drive this, you need to look like this, you need to wear that. No, do what's comfortable for you. Don't feel you have to fit in, because when you do, you'll be like everyone else, and you're meant to stand out, not blend in. And always, if you're going down this path and another door opens, at least look at it. You never know, it might be something much better than what you're doing now for yourself, but then it might also bring you back in a better position to continue this. You never know. So it's people just go down the road with blinders. I can't look at that, I can't look at that opportunity, keep going, because they're going to be distracted. But everything in life is distracting.
Okay, and to finish off, I want to ask you, what has been the greatest joy of being an actor, being a working actor?
I remember I'm on set, shooting, I'm being a talk show host, and I'm looking over at the director and watching the monitor, and someone else over there, I forgot, and they're going, yes, yes, yes. I said, okay, good. You know, when you get, when you get,
That like validation.
validation
Yeah.
of what you're doing is good, so great, good, because, you know, I don't think there's anything special. I don't watch what I do, I don't go out searching for it.
Yeah, do you go to the
No.
monitor? You don't go to the
No,
monitor
no.
and see how
No.
your take was?
No.
No.
Because I don't like to see, I don't think it's anything good, you know,
Mm.
just like when, most of the time, when I sing and I record something, I don't like it, you know, because who likes to hear their own voice recorded? Not too many people, because it sounds different than what you do hear it.
Mhm.
That's not me.
Yeah. You're a musician too, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Do you still do it, or?
I sit, I keep going like this because I'm drunk, you know, and I'll sit in sometimes, and it's, I remember talking to someone one time about being out here, and I'm telling him that, and he happened to be a psychologist, and I was at an event, and I said, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden my confidence level is raised up. I'm doing business deals I never did before for someone. I'll sit down and play, and I'm going, whoa, where'd that come from, you know? I never really acted, but after a while, I said, and he said, could it be that you finally feel at home? And I said, yeah, this is where I belong, because when I'm back in Connecticut, I always think of what I'm missing here. When I'm here, I don't think of anything missing back there. And I right now, until someone takes me and sweeps me off to somewhere, maybe Hawaii, I'll be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In LA.
Oh yeah, because this is for me, and everyone should live where they belong, where they feel good. Don't live somewhere that you don't like. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great advice.
Yeah.
Okay, so if someone wants to see some of your past work or look you up, where can we find you? You got an IMDb?
IMDb Harrison Kiernan, or Harry Kiernan on Facebook and Instagram, but I really don't post many photos of myself out there, just thoughtful sayings or jokes and things like that. But the only time, most of the time, if there's photos of me, it's photos I've had taken with someone else, and then they'll post it and tag me.
There you go.
know,
So
things
look
like
out for
that.
this. Look out for a photo of this. Okay. Well, it was so lovely to have you, Harry.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
This is fun. I hope I didn't take up too much of the.
No. The more the better.
You didn't get to say much, I'm sorry.
No.
Now, how long have you been here?
How long? I'm not getting interviewed. A month and a half, actually. Yeah. So I think what number are we on? What number? 12? 13? Yeah.
Oh, great.
12? Okay.
So-
So thank you for asking. No one ever asked me questions. Okay. So it was so lovely to have you. We hope you check out our other artists that we've had on this channel. And yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you.